Hey guys, it's Jason back here again on a different job. Mud pans, curbs is kind of what I specialize in. Mud pan showers. A lot of videos on YouTube with a lot of wrong information about mud pans. So I'm going to start making videos and clear the air on the right way to do things. There's a couple guys on YouTube that make a lot of videos. Star Tile is the main culprit. He's got all these really weird ideas and like just outlandish claims that you don't need pre-slopes, you don't need this, you can use 2x4s for your curb. So if these guys are going to make videos the wrong way, then I'm going to start making videos teaching people to do it the right way. Because what really gripes me is homeowners, do-it-yourselfers, people go on YouTube for information, and then you have all these people on there that are just completely leading them astray. And they're telling them to do things the wrong way, and it doesn't make any sense. First off, I want to talk about waterproofing membrane. They're always talking about RedGuard and how it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. The thing with these waterproofing membranes is they're a two-part system. So you'll see these videos, they'll be painting on this RedGuard. Now this application here is a paint-on membrane, so we're using this in place of a pan liner, a rubber liner, which is totally fine. It's acceptable. That's the way this job was spec'd. So we have to follow those specs according to the building codes here. So we've used a paint-on membrane. But the thing is, you guys, when you use, this is a product by FlexTile. It's called WP980. Essentially the same thing as RedGuard. There's HydroBand, there's RedGuard, this one. There's a few other products on the market right now. The thing is, when you paint this on there, you need to also use the mesh that comes with it. This stuff is useless without this reinforcing mesh. If you read the instructions on this bucket right here, it'll tell you to paint on a coat, embed that reinforcing mesh into the wet product till it squeezes out, and then you need to roll 3 more coats over that. It's just like if you were to get your hood on your car like fiberglassed, they'll always embed that mesh in there for strength. If you paint RedGuard on by itself, you're going to get little cracks in it, and then that crack's going to start opening up. I just tore out a shower pan where they did this. They painted the RedGuard all over it. It ended up cracking, got water in it. Once water got under it, it was done. It destroyed it. Ruined the whole shower. It's just a roll of mesh, so you embed this in your waterproofing membrane. Those two coupled together make a liner. They make waterproofing and they're anti-fracture as well, so you don't get any cracks. Now this job has a solid concrete curb. You never want to stack 2x4s up and run your liner over it. One of the biggest mistakes I see, especially from Star Tile. He claims this is the way to do it. He comes in, he screws down 3 2x4s, he runs his pan liner over those 3 2x4s, and then he runs screws through the liner. The liner's your main waterproofing membrane. That's what keeps your shower from leaking. You never, ever, you don't put a hole in a boat if you want it to float at the end of the day. So for someone to stack 2x4s up and do it the lazy way, and run a liner over it, and then run screws, the inside of your curb right here, on the inside of a shower is vital. You'll see a lot of videos and guys will tell you when you do your pan liner, don't screw down here too low at the base because you'll puncture your liner. If you wouldn't do it right here, why would you do it 3 inches away on the inside of your curb? It's ridiculous. That's no way to do it. If you're gonna do it right. You need to form up and pour a concrete curb. And if you're not doing it this way and you're using a liner, I have another video that shows you how to do it. You need to pinch that liner up so that you have no punctures in it. And then they'll come in and they'll say, well, you don't need a pre-slope. Pre-slopes are pointless. What's pointless is not doing things the right way. Pre-slopes have been around for a long time. If you're going to do a mud pan, the only way to do it is with a pre-slope. A mud pan consists of this: a pre-slope, a liner on top of that, and then a final bed of mud. On top of your final bed of mud, if you want to paint on, a little bit of waterproofing around the edge just for extra assurance, that's fine, do that. But don't make that your main waterproofing, and that's going to save your whole shower, because it won't. When you put your final bed of mud in on this pre-slope, which we're going to do tomorrow, and you come in here and tile that, or before you tile it, you paint RedGard all over it with no reinforcing mesh like it calls for, you're using half of a product. There's no other applications in construction that it is acceptable to use half of a product. So don't puncture your liner at your curb. Do it the right way. If you don't know how to do it, go on and watch some guys that have been taught the old way, the old school ways that always work and never fail. Don't just form some dumb opinion and say, well, this is the way it should be done, and then post 300 videos and throwing around your dumb opinions that don't even make any sense. So I'm just kind of talking about curbs, pre-slopes a lot lately. The right way to do things. There's always a right way and a wrong way. And if you're going to come on here and instruct people, then do it the right way, period. So remember, anytime you use a waterproofing membrane, you need to also use the reinforcing mesh that goes with it. It's a two-part system. If you're not using that mesh, you're not doing it right. You're talking about something that's holding water and you want it to last for a long time. You don't want holes. They'll come in here and then stack 2x4s up, and they'll put Wonderboard on their curb, which you never want to do. And then they'll put a screw here, a screw here, a screw here, screws all the way across. They'll come inside, Wonderboard it, right here, screw, screw, screw. If you're not going to screw down low over there all the way around the base of your shower, why would it make sense to screw down low at the base of your curb? It's pointless. Don't do that. Any videos that are instructing you to do that, the guys don't know what they're talking about, and if they're going to cut corners that way, how many other corners are they cutting? So you need to find reputable people that have been in the business for a long time, not these guys that are self-taught and just form weird opinions and throw them everywhere and expect people just to buy them. Which people don't, homeowners and do-it-yourselfers don't know any better. So this reinforcing mesh, what it does is it coves up the wall right here. You can see it all the way around. It coves up the wall and it forms a pan liner along with the waterproofing membrane. It also acts as an anti-fracture membrane so you don't get any cracks all the way around your shower and no water coming in. And one more thing I want to touch on before I take off. Pre-slopes and gravel around your drain. It's a necessity. It's 100% one of the most important things about doing a mud pan. Anybody can do the mud work. And another thing, when you do these mud pans, don't mix your mud wet like they're instructing. Wet concrete, never a good idea. We use this sand topping mix and we mix it dry to where there's minimal water in it, so that when it's mixed, it compresses very hard and you pack it down with a wood float. I'll do a video tomorrow to show you how to properly pack a dry pan. You don't mix your concrete too wet. Come in here, dump it out a bunch of buckets, and then move it around with whatever you can find. They're using hose and drywall tools and all this just stupid stuff to move this mud around and try to finish it. And they're saying, well, you got to come up with and just eyeball it level around there. No, you need a perfectly level starting point. If you're going to be a professional and master this trade, then you need to just do that. You need to figure out methods that are tried and true. Learn the old school ways. These guys aren't taught by old masters of the trade like I was. I was taught by a 30-year tile veteran that taught me how to do everything the old way, the good way. These are the methods that never fail. They've been around for years and they'll be around for years. New products will come and go, but the old methods always last. So I'll bring a video tomorrow about how to dry pack a mud pan. With the pre-slope, if they're instructing you not to do a pre-slope, click out of the video and don't even watch it. There's no reason not to do a pre-slope. They're taking the lazy way and cutting corners. There's no reason to cut corners in the tile trade. It's just offensive to me that the trade that I've spent years and years and years. I got 20 plus years in this business, and it's almost like it's a mockery that they're cutting corners and instructing people to do things the wrong way. So I'm going to start bringing a lot of videos on how to do things the correct way, the proper way, and you'll see a lot more of my videos online, and we'll be showing you some good, fast, effective ways of doing things that are tried and true. So I'll see you tomorrow. We'll do a dry pack. We're also going to tile this floor. I don't see any reason to make a video on how to tile a floor. But we'll do the mud pan tomorrow, and we'll wrap up then. See you then.